Oh, okay, we're back. Okay, so what we can do to fix to help this student teacher relationship within yourself. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna throw out the ideology of old dogs can't learn new tricks. We're gonna take that ideology and get rid of it because that right there, that mindset blocks you. And you say stuff of that nature, from childhood up. And that's what blocks you from really learning and seeing things quicker. You know what I mean? Um, so to really help this out and to really do, to really set this stone inside of you, this seed, is to really forget the ideology of all dogs cannot learn new tricks. Um, you can learn whatever you want on this realm. It's a playground, you know. It really is a playground. It really is. The more you realize it, the more um feasible life feels and becomes, honestly. Um, and it's up to us to break down these ideologies, even thinking that we're a slow learner or thinking that we can't learn something or that we're dumb or that we're unteachable. These things aren't true. Remember that everything's a vibration. So if something doesn't work for you, if something isn't compatible for you, it's just not your vibration. It's just not anywhere near your vibration. It's out of your complete range of vibration that you have, as a meat tuning fork, basically. As a fleshy tuning fork, really. Like, it's really how it is. But you need to not think of those things of that way, because just because it wasn't working for one person doesn't mean it's true for everything. And you might sit there and defend yourself on that, but why would you defend something that hinders you unless you are benefiting from that uh label? You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't really want to defend anything about you unless you are gaining some sort of like benefit off of it, you know? Um so just remembering those things as we jump into this reading um is really going to help, and as well as keeping an open mind, really. Even if you don't agree with something, just keeping an open mind and not allowing your thoughts to shut things out helps you be an excellent student. um because at some point, when one way or another it will resonate with you in your own words, it will it will strike a memory. It's just how it is, trust me. um so off the bat, we're gonna get two cards from this. I'm hearing three though, so I'm probably gonna get three cards from this. And then here they are, off bat, all three: Knight of Cups reverse, Six of Pentacles, Page of Swords. So again, this is the this is, I feel like this is you either realizing or starting to try to problem solve um just how to balance these things out and how to really transmute the way that you feel about yourself um into more of a positive, and instead of mentioning it to mention some sort of restriction or lack, you use it to almost empower. You know what I mean? So instead of being like, I'm a slow learner, I can't learn, just be like, I have not met anyone yet who has been able to like teach me in a cohesive way. And that doesn't that doesn't imply anything good or bad. If it implies anything, your ego is peeking at ear end and it wants to judge the situation. So allow yourself to really to see that, just accepting these things as fact and not allowing them to have some sort of negative connotation to them. If you can't be taught, then what does that say about the teacher? A good teacher should be able to teach a major like the students in any sort of way, even if they have to go about it in a different route. They should still be able to try to explain things in a way that everyone understands. Um, so understanding like these words that we use every day, they have roles to them. They have an energy behind them that also needs to be held um, up on their hearth. We have four cards out of this I didn't expect four. We have the moon, the world, temperance, and the emperor. So this is like subconscious manifestation that's going on. So this is on a subconscious level that we're going to be looking at, I assume. With temperance, this is about memory, things that have been in the past, needing to reconnect to yourself to see that you have everything that you need so that you're able to reach a higher perspective and continue to work on the bigger picture of what you're wanting, to continue working on your mission, your storyboard, whatever you're working on, you know? Becoming enlightened. It really is this energy becoming enlightened, especially with the Wheel of Fortune being on the split as well. Um, it's about your crown chakra. It's really allowing yourself to not be restricted anymore. But it's also this energy of history of not, well, it feels like concern, but it's not like worrisome concern. It's more just like a general like I don't know what's going on, so I'm gonna just look at the situation in like a obtuse way. You know what I mean? But we have the Four of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, and this off bat, this is like being tested on your worth ethics, being tested on how you're gonna work. This is the divine seeing if, because it's like the energetic transaction that happens whenever you're doing something um is a very positive, very high vibrational experience for you. Like you enjoy what you do, but there's something about your worth ethic that makes it stressful to a degree, and it's linked to something. Whatever, it's like some sort of mindset that you've had towards work or towards gaining some sort of finance has some sort of negativity or stress attached to it. Um, so make sure you're doing that as well, cleansing those types of attachments as well. Um, if you started working at a job because you were afraid that you were about to like go bust, clean the energy around you in your routine to go to work and cleanse that routine, cleanse the area, and keep a positive mindset so that that energy doesn't appear at that workplace. Because we have the Three of Cups, and again, this is, I think this is kind of to show you how another path is present, but it shouldn't be taken. Like with the Three of Cups, it's like there's some sort of like escapism energy, or like, oh, I can do it this way still. Let me keep trying this way. Let me try this way, and I can prove to you that I'll be able to do it. But every time you try and prove it, it doesn't work out, and you're like, oh no, I'll figure it out. And this is cycle. And the divine wants you to see that it's not that you're weak, and it's not that you keep failing the test, but this cycle that you're in is something that needs your full attention if you're going to break it. And at this moment in time, it can't receive your full attention. You just need to acknowledge it for what it is and allow the cycle to lie dormant for a while. You know what I mean? Because this is, I feel like this is a cycle that you lay down and then you kind of pick back up last second before jumping to the next phase. And the divine wants you to realize that and to see what action brought you to do it with the Knight of Swords. What action just brought you to going, hey, let me jump back into this cycle again, and use that to learn. I think this is step number one for, yeah, Queen of Swords. Seriously, I'm telling you, because there's something about the actions that you're doing that's transforming and you need to watch out about your thoughts at this time and where they're heading, the direction that they're facing, and what they're nurturing. If your thoughts are nurturing the energies of lack, then you're going to have lack there. What you need to do is make sure that you're filling yourself up, um, and at least looking and seeing where these holes are. The lack on the external is to show where the lack is on the internal, and um it's like you have to do comparisons. Like money is worth, money is the cost of something. Your self-worth is down if your money is down, or like your workings on yourself has fallen off. There's some sort of track that you were on, of uphill track that you've fallen off of. Or if it's like your health is declining, it's like your stress, your nervous system is out of whack, because it's manifesting as not positive effects on the physical. And it's like if you're drained all the time, and it's because of this upgrade you're going through as well. um because this upgrade is to take you out of these types of mindsets, and the way that you're diving into them, um with the Four of Pentacles, yeah, it's like you need to let loose after you're done diving in. It's like you almost are, it's like you're trying to use the past as an example, to a complete literal standpoint, whenever it's supposed to use as guidelines. Like the past is more of an energy, like radar. It's like, hey, so this happened here because of these actions, so be careful of when you do these actions. And it's like and again, it's not that you're using the wrong tools, it's just you're using them in an improper way. You're not using them to their best value. And there's a need to learn how to really see that, and really allow yourself to transform, uh and see, because this moon has done a lot of changes on the human level. On the I'm not the, on the I meant on the subatomic level, excuse me. There's been a lot of DNA upgrades. There's been a lot of um energy shifts down to like protons and neutrons. Like I've been feeling this, and I've been talking with Anubis recently a lot about uh upcoming astrological events, and just like energy shifts that's going on. um there's a lot of people whose solar plexus is awakening, and they're going through a kundalini awakening, and you're giving off literal solar flares, um because of how bright this solar plexus is shining. Like some of you are genuinely like giving off like straight off solar flares because of the energy shifts that you're going through. There's just a lot that's going on. There's so much. And I don't, it's not even that it's high vibrational, it's just powerful energy, because it's all about shifting and moving. And there's something about you needing to really use the world around you as an example at this time, to see, yeah, with the Fool, to see, because there's this new there's this new you, the Fool to the Magician, that you have more power, you have more authority with your words. You have more authority in the spiritual realm. That, oh, meaning, and overall, you have more authority over the cosmos, over the rules, over this reality. The closer you get to the cosmos, the closer that you get to Mother, Father. The closer that you get to Mother, the less that you got to worry about Father. Um, Always. And the Fool, the Magician, though, it's like you have this whole new way of being, and the divine needs you to do introspection, because there's some sort of old thought form that you're following because you're not seeing it. But it's something like the divine is like with the it's like you're really going through a transformation, and you might be scared because of this transformation. Like you might be seeing how this new understanding of life is supposed to be, and you're in this weird phase of like fear, where you're like you've been free dropping for a while. I mean, free falling for a while longer than you thought you were. And it's that fear, it's that energy that's still building up, that's about to catapult you. But there's still something you need to walk away from, something that's been, it's the decision that you need to make to walk away from something. but you keep thinking that it's not going to be beneficial, and it keeps like when you think about it, it hurts you. This might be leaving like an old friend, or like leaving an old place of being, or like an old place of staying, but there needs to be some sort of action, and it's nurturing this action uh while also paying attention to your thoughts and allowing your thoughts to become crystal clear and pure. um but again, as well, like allowing yourself not to be bullheaded in this energy either, because the divine, things might come awry, and it's one of those things where the divine needs to test your flexibility. So when you make these decisions, make the decision to the point, so solid to the point to where you stick with it, but moldable enough to where if something doesn't work right, you can change it up a bit and it still will be okay, because it's something about the grip that you have on things that you manifest, or on certain topics, or on certain energies that you just have a stronger grip on. Yeah, with the five of swords reverse. um so be careful of that. Oh my gosh, hold on, I gotta look at my notes because I was just looking at this today and I completely forgot. Yeah, so this is definitely like, are you willing to keep using a vice, or are you willing to go on your path, is what the divine's asking. With the five of swords reverse is like the vice or virtue card. Like, we can we can either move forward on the physical, um but there's something about your thoughts that are not agreeing. Like, there's some sort of disagreement. You're not looking back at your thoughts. You're not seeing where these other ideas are going. It's like all these other plans you have, they're no longer there, and you're stuck with this one. And the divine's trying to show you this one plan so you can look at it, not so that you immediately feel, oh yeah, this is the one, but to look at it. Um, because with the five of pentacles, there's something about your thoughts taking over again. Like, this is like a lot of your masculine, your rational minded conscious self, your thought consciousness, your ego is taking over, and it's trying to dictate what's going to happen. And there's a need to be real with yourself, and to dig deeper, because there's something deep down within you that and it's trying to show you it by manifesting itself on the physical. And it's something that can't be said out loud. It's something you have to acknowledge, because it's something so personal, on a personal level, that I would, even if I were to sit here, even like digging into it, it still wouldn't give you the result of experiencing it. It's the experience that you need. It's the upgrade. It's the actual implication that you need to go through. Um, so really look at why you feel like this idea is such a good idea. Is it because you have such a solid grip on it, or is it because it matches and that you want the hangman? Exactly. Enlighten yourself. There's a reason why you're stuck here. And with the five of cups, all these fives are coming out so quickly, and it's about your five senses. It seems good on paper is how it kind of seems, because with the five of cups, even, there's a lot of regret that this plan is kind of fueled by. And it might be a disbelief in you being able to achieve what you want. It might be just a disconnect between you and spirit, with the way in a way that you're not necessarily expecting. But like, you need to allow yourself to be the student again. Teach yourself, though you can say whatever you want to others, and they can take it up and do as they wish with it. But for you, if you are learning these things and you are going through these challenges daily and you're learning from them, there's a need for you to actualize them, to really verbalize them, even saying them out loud as you learn them, and being like, oh, okay, I get it, it's like this, and waiting for the divine to respond to you through your vibration in your body. There's a lot of um there's a lot of beauty um within the almost within the thought process of proving yourself wrong, if you know what I mean. And thank you for the donation. It means the world. Um, but it's this energy of like almost it's like you have to trick yourself. You have to manipulate yourself because in this form on reality where everyone's shallow and everyone's like manipulative and it's this weird like stale bland energy. Um you need to be able to like create something out of that. You need to be able to look at it from angles that allow you to see almost where like I don't know, because it's like it's almost like there's some sort of lack of excitement that makes you feel like you don't fit in at all, and it kind of keeps you tucked away. This might be like again, not knowing if people are gonna want to listen to what you're gonna talk about, or not knowing if anyone knows what you want to have taught to you. But it's again, it's about deleting these thoughts and allowing the person that needs to manifest to manifest. It's very possible. I've manifested a few people um into my reality to help me um understand a few things on this journey, and it's super possible. It is bizarre, let me tell you. The four of wands to the five of wands, all the fives are out, so this is really all your senses. There's a need to not use there's a need to really like harmonize with yourself so that you aren't in this conflict with yourself, because you're fighting against you. You're fighting against what the divine's putting on. It's like Saturn again. Archangel Gabriel is coming up too. And thank you for the donation. Did I say that already? Thank you for the donation. If I didn't, I don't know. If I haven't, there you go. But thank you seriously. But there's a need to not fight with yourself, because it's like you're crossing your own boundaries at a point. It's you don't like being told that you're wrong when you know something, but then you almost are in this same energy of like gaslighting yourself into thinking that you don't know something, or gaslighting yourself into thinking that you don't, or that you can't find someone that can help you on the journey, that can teach you or mentor you. It's these things that you don't necessarily um allow to happen. And it's these thoughts of, oh, it's not going to happen for me, it won't happen for you, and you'll see it happen for other people. It's that energy um that uh needs to be controlled, yes, but first it needs to be observed and understood of, why do you pop up like this? What trained you to say this? What did you intake? What within you was triggered to start spewing this out? And Queen of Cups, nurturing it, really mothering it, making it pure. Yeah, with the Four of Cups, even meditating on it, and to the Ten of Pentacles, so that you're able to unite with it and become harmonious. Um, there's also this energy of like even needing to know who you are again, because there's certain things that you don't necessarily like anymore, but that you still kind of do, that prevents you from doing more of the things you want to learn how to do now. So look at where you're investing your time at on a personal level, and learn from that as well. And it could be exposing itself on the external, and only take what applies and leave the rest, of course, always. But there's something about time management. You're better at time management than you think, and you've done it before, but it was such a high octane, high stress situation that you didn't notice it. And now that you're in this energy of relaxing and taking a break, you have allowed that part of you to lie dormant. It's part of you that you're able to call up and use for benefit, but you don't necessarily do it. It's like some of you might feel like you can only really manifest if you're in true danger, because that's the only way you know how to conjure up that like type of signal or that type of energy output. But that same energy output can be can like happen with extreme, like with honesty, with being authentic, with being true to yourself, and not overworking, because there is something that like you're trying to keep alive or you're overworking on or you're stressing out about not finishing, and the divine's trying to show you um why you're so stressed out about this thing, and it's because this cycle's there. That stress is an energetic pull that's happening, that pull towards it, that it wants you to come back to this cycle. These old time consuming cycles that you used to be in are trying to draw you back in, so you don't have time for these new upgrades, for these new beginnings that are coming through. um so be very careful about that as well. Like if something feels stressful when you need to work on it, that means there's some sort of cycle, there's some sort of energetic pull towards it. And if it starts to stress you out and make you nervous, then there's some sort of like past negative attachment that you have with it that you need to clean with the hermit. Yeah, but there again, there might not be an acknowledgement of that or even a knowing of it, or like a care about something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's something that's not talked about. People want to talk about spiritual things and oh, protect yourself. Well, bitch, who are you around the most? Other people or yourself? You protect yourself from you, everything else will fall in line. Cause it's you that's making all this stuff. It's you that's manifesting these people. You manifested yourself out of nothing and you came here. You know what I mean? Um, it's it's like you need to understand how much power you really have. And the fact that you manifest it, the fact that you know that you can do better, the fact that the beginning intention for this manifestation is love from you, love from you, love from mother, love from father, love from cosmos, God, whatever you want to call it, the arcana, mystery, whichever term that we're going to be using, doesn't matter. What matters is that you are acknowledging that source and you're seeing how it works with you and you're seeing yourself within it. You're not seeing yourself outside of it. You're not seeing yourself as working to become a part of it or working to get into it. You are it. Stop working towards something you already are. Once you understand that you are it, and it doesn't matter what you follow. It says all the time that it's in you, that the flesh and blood is you, and these things people don't understand. It's 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 really weird because it's the ego. The ego doesn't want to admit that it's failing its own test. It doesn't want to admit that it doesn't even know itself or allow itself to truly express. Yeah, with the King of Pentacles, it's like this the reality, the actuality with the Seven of Pentacles again. It's like, I mean, the Seven of Cups, excuse me, the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. There's like a lot of options. And this might be as well like why you have a lot of options all the time or why there's so much going on. It's because you might be a workaholic or a multitasker, you know what I mean? And there's always so much going on in your life and it's chaotic, and it's because you almost needed training, you know what I mean? Well, not almost, but you needed training to be able to handle those types of chaotic energies, and still do this work. But it's like it's weird because it's like it's one of those things where you can't be tested on something because if you know you're being tested, you'll fail. But if you're actually doing something and it's spontaneous, it's something that you do perfectly. It's something that you can't pre-plan yourself, which is why you need to let loose of this grip of what's going to happen, because the divine's trying to show you that when you know it's a test, you end up trying to take more authority or you try to swerve something your way so that it works more in your favor so you can pass the test easier. And the divine is trying to show you that's not what the test is about. The test isn't about, yeah, with the Ace of Swords on the bottom, seriously. It's like the test isn't about if you can pass it or not. The test is if you learned the lesson. If you didn't learn the lesson, that's fine. There's no need to lie. You know? It's not that it's going to be given to you worse or anything. It's not that you've outwrittenly failed it. The divine's not going to like hurt you and kick you down and punish you to hell and back because of it, you know? That's the manifestation of flesh, you know? The divine is all. The divine can do all, but, you know, only the flesh has the free will to choose what that all is going to be. If it's going to be all positive, all negative, how it's going to roll out. Um, and it's really just about, again, learning your power, understanding your power. And your power just isn't the power that you have now. Your power is your ancestors' powers. What did your ancestors do? What were your ancestors doing? You know, ancestors relating to even like, you know, grandpas, grandmas, whoever, even like ancient ancestry and things of that nature. Everything. If you know them, if they talk to you, they're your guides. Like, what do they do? Because there's something in there that's going to show you something. It's going to show you how you can start. Not, I don't want to say it like that because that's really like cheesy and like it sounds like I'm selling something, which is dog shit. It's like you'll understand how to be on top of the wheel of fortune, like the wheel of fortune to the six of wands reversal, but you'll learn how to balance yourself out more, and how to find the higher points of every situation. There's like a need to do that, and it's very possible. It's this weird mindset where we, in the realm of infinite possibility, we end up gaslighting ourselves by saying we can't do certain things, which then makes us not able to do those things. It's this releasement, this relinquishment of thinking that things are impossible. It's this understanding that all time is happening at now and all energy is and has always been. It can't be created or destroyed, only transmuted. So all you're doing is taking the same energy that is love, and transmuting it into something impure. That's literally all that's happening. And there needs to be an understanding of why it transmutes into that impure emotion. Why does this love from the divine loves me so much, it shows me a sign. It not only shows me a sign, but it shows me a sign and gives me a feeling to relate to that sign so I know if I'm on the right path or not. Understand that. Like, why am I transmuting this positive thing into a negative thing? Why am I making it negative? Why am I myself in a low vibrational state when this happens or when I'm acknowledging these things? What about me has a negative attachment to something that is pure of love? Why am I dirtying this up? And why am I projecting it towards something else? Why can't I not accept my own dirt? And you know, ego off bat, with answering with ego, it's like, well, I don't want them not to have, you know, they don't need to escape trouble, but why are you so worried about them escaping something? If you want to escape them and you want to leave, then why are you worried about them leaving? Because you being about them leaving, what happens to them connects you right to them. You got to keep away from that stuff. You got to keep that energy away. With the Seven of Swords reverse and the Page of Wands, this is like not, it's like, it's hearing the advice and then not following it or not caring about it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I hear you, but I just don't feel like doing that right now. Or, and this isn't for everyone, of course. This is, you know, we're going all across the whole spectrum here, of people. And it's like the universe is just trying to show you that your lack of caring is showing you what you're manifesting and how you're manifesting it, and how it's coming in. Because if the energy and the intent you put into something is, oh, I don't care, I'll just do it to get it out of the way, or I'll just do it because yada yada that. That's the intent, that's the energy that you've just put out. And it's not about the words that you use, it's about the literal energy. and if your energy's not going is like nonchalant, and if you're really not giving the energy, the force that you're wanting to give or needing to give, you're not going to receive what you're expecting to receive, because then your mind, your ego latches onto that energy and amplifies it, and gets addicted to it, and then makes it bigger after the fact. But you're not able to initially make that impact. Um, and that impact is the most important thing. Even if the impact starts off with like a pessimistic or like low vibrational thought, switching it to a high vibration changes the game so much. Um, but learn about yourself. Learn about how even like your mentality changes just depending on like your environment. Um, in like, you know, a negative environment or like an environment that doesn't like make you happy, how that affects you. But there's a need to really nurture your thoughts, nurture your powerhouse, you know, this whole masculine part of you, this the brain, the right hemisphere, the right hemisphere of the brain, the right temple of the brain. There's a need to nurture it, to feel it full of childlike wonder, and allow its thoughts to become softer and less sharp. Allow your feelings to become the sharp, and your thoughts to just be the blunt. I need to cut through these things, and I need to make sure that I'm sticking on this path. With the Eight of Wands reverse, it's like there's some sort of like juggling though, or some sort of like not. And again, it could be avoiding what you need to do, or not alchemizing um the energy in a way that you know you should. And it's given like, and I'm gonna have to say this because this is for someone out there. It's like this energy where you want to say that you don't know what the divine wants you to do, but you do know. You're just waiting for someone to almost validate your point of view, which is fine. But if you want the truth and advice, then don't look for a point to be validated. Like, so it's like there's a bit of, and it's not saying that your whole energy is like that either, but there's like a bit of it that is waiting to be like, yeah, you know, you went through this and it was hard, and you know, and you deserve to feel certain ways about people, but you don't, like, because you feeling that way about that person allows other people to feel that way about you as well. Like, you open up that portal. It takes two to tango. It's a two-way street, you know? It's a one-way mirror only you can see out until you look into a mirror, and then it's a two-way, you know? It's like you got to understand these things. It's like it's understanding where it's coming from, where you're not seen in a situation, and how you're not being seen relates to your intuition, how your intuition's not being seen, how the divine in you isn't being seen, how your own power isn't being seen. And then your thought consciousness, or the things that you experience on the external, represent the things that like belittle you and make you feel bad and like stick out like a sore thumb. And it's this acknowledgement of that. um Internally, you are the the microcosm, and externally is the macro. And that's the cycle of it all. And the Seven of Wands to the Hierophant, though, again, it's a need to like not wait, to use the energy, to use the knowledge, the source, from understanding that you are a twin individual to your fullest extent. Understand that you are two in one. Two heads are better than one. It's this energy of, you know, it's like it's part of the rewiring the brain and understanding these things. But it's like, to understand that you're two people, you'll understand it more, and see that it's not you who's bitching at you. It's another you that's trying to tell you something that you're not aware of, or you're unable to see. It's in a higher dimension than you. It can see more than you. It knows more than you. It's in front of you all the time, and it talks to you and tells you advice to steer you in the right path. And there's just a lack of acknowledgement of it. And it's like there needs to be an acknowledgement of it, like making it innocent. There could even be like where you feel like impure or something, where like, oh, like I knew this was gonna happen, why didn't I believe myself, and still beating yourself over those types of situations. It's not causing you any sort of justice. The divine needs you to not do that, and to wait, uh and to not choose an option based off of that type of thinking, or choose an option based off of that type of mentality. The Fool reverse and the Four of Pentacles reverse and the Five of Wands. Yeah, so like, yeah, because it's something about that mentality right there that really restricts who you are personally. And I just seen the Nine of Swords. And it's something about fear, feeling like you're not prepared, feeling like you're not ready. But you wouldn't be seeing, excuse me, you wouldn't be seeing or hearing about these things if you were not ready for them. Um, we tend to want to have multiple signs, to confirm things, when all you really need is one. In fact, you don't even need that one sign. All you need to do, is really just tap into you and follow what's true to you, and there will be really no signs. It will simply just be you living authentically and doing what you wish to do off bat. Um, but once you get that one sign, understand, overstand, that's the divine telling you, yeah, you're good. We'll let you know if anything else goes wrong. They're not just gonna. It's not like the divine's gonna be like, yeah, something bad's happening. But I can't tell you right now. It's not like that, or it's not like something bad's happening or is about to happen. Um, I won't tell you after it happens, and you won't know. It's like the divine will tell you when it happens, or after it happens, or like, if there's a change of plans, they always let you know because you're the one involved. It's you. It's you working with you. Why would you not tell you what's the fuck's going on? It's you. It's always been you. Since day one. Since before day one, it's been you. Preconceived from nothingness into something to create everything, and then to return back to nothing and do it again. It's you. You have to learn these things. You have to be okay with yourself. And a lot of people are scared of themselves because they know they're powerful. And they might not acknowledge it, but they know deep down their true power. And that's what stepping into your power is all about, is knowing how much of your energy really goes away to other people, um, and other things, and how it affects them, and how that could affect you that way too. If you were to just turn the channel, to you, if you just turn that focus of energy towards yourself, you would see that same transaction, that same glow. um and it when it hits, it's this enlightening energy where you're sitting in it, and I'm seeing like a crystal grid. I'm even seeing, like, I don't even know what that would be. What is that? I think it's a clear quartz. It looks like a clear quartz crystal that I've seen. But it's, again, it's about some sort of like point of focus where your energy's at. It's like there's an energy center, either like around you, or a place that you go to meditate, or like a place that you go mentally, that it is like this energy area. And you've made it a while ago. You might have even made it as like a child or something, but there's something about it needing to be cleaned out so that you're able to remove the no. Okay, yeah, thank you, Spirit, because there's something about the way that you were thinking when you made um that type. It's like it's like a cleansing. It's a transmuting machine. I'm seeing, even in your subconscious that you have, where you've made this like machine to just transmute these old type of thoughts. There's a need to either do the same meditation that you did when you did that, or go back to that spot and clean it out. And it's not that you need to clean out those thoughts. It's like you need to declutter that energy, that area again, and put these new ideologies in there, because there's something about your higher self that's been working with this, in the background, which is why you've been learning so quickly, which is why you've been breaking boundaries so much quicker than you see, others breaking them. And it's because you've done these things to your subconscious, even like maybe at the start of your journey, or again like as a child, where you did certain things, or it's like a technique where you're able to like transmute and really alchemize energies in your favor. But there's something about that, and you need to use that more. Like, you've made so many spiritual tools, but you haven't been using them because you've either forgotten about them, or through different learnings deemed them as bad, even though your intent with them are good. So again, like, um remembering to not declare anything as good and bad, or like positive or negative, optimistic, pessimistic, however, is going to really um allow you to. Okay, they don't want me going any further on that. They like I don't know how far I'm supposed to go about talking about some of these things, because they don't really want me talking about things too much. But it's just these things, and it could just be like, it's the experience about it. It's like there's something about like an interpersonal, where spirit's trying to get personal with those who are more aware of spirit. um yeah, with butterfly, even because there is like a metamorphosis going down. So let me get to butterfly real quick. So butterfly is undergoing great change and transformation. The energy of the butterfly is with us during the periods of transition. Since air is the element of the heart, this change usually involves relationships, or if you love your job, perhaps your career. Since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you. Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon, committing to one daily routine, a meal, a practice, or a prayer, done at the same time and place, will do wonders for lifting a butterfly spirit. When in balance, cheerful and graceful; when out of balance, fragile and frustrated, to bring the balanced daily routine. So again, it's like decluttering from the retrograde. It's how I'm feeling it. Decluttering from the retrograde, because there's something that the retrograde did or brought up that's irritated you, and you're trying not to focus on it making you mad, because you're in this like holistic, like, I'm at peace with everyone, let me not show aggression, or let me not feel any sorts of aggression towards people, which is fine. But be real with yourself. There's something that's making you a little bit agitated at this time, and you need to look at it. And you there's not a need to push it away. Don't push away these emotions that you feel, because they're there for you to feel them. Um, but we have fire ant: aggression, rigid thinking, and following orders. Fire ant energy flares up without us noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances rather than those that counter them. Gossiping and blaming are a few indicators that misaligned fire energy is at play. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or situation, only making things worse. How can you break free from the drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. When in balance, thoughtful, and disciplined; when out of balance, argues, excess heat, and gossips. To bring into balance, solo time and walks at night. Um, and then we also have deer, which I know deer is the feminine earth energy. So again, you might need to ground yourself. Um, and you seriously, like, for some of you, I really am hearing this. Some of you have been wanting to switch up your wardrobe, and you just haven't. And that's what's causing this stress, is this lack of actual like physical outward physical change. There's something that you just don't want to wear or look like anymore. You really want to switch up what you do, and there's like a fear of how people are gonna think about you. Tell those people to get fucked. I mean, not actually, but you know what I mean, like with love and light. But those opinions don't matter. Are they you? Are they dressing up like that? No, I would never dress up like that. Then don't. I'm glad that you won't dress up like that because I am, and it would look really fucking weird if we both were dressed up like this and we didn't know each other, right? I mean, it would be kind of cool, but it'd be kind of weird. So like, who cares what they want to say? Like, oh, that looks ugly on you. What looks ugly on me? I wouldn't be wearing it if it looked ugly on me, now would I? You know what I mean? These opinions of other people that we end up holding opinions to, it it's not we don't hold on to them because it's from another person. We hold on to it because these are thoughts that we think ourselves subconsciously, and we work through it. And as we think subconsciously, it has to happen. This world is not a slave, but is fueled by the conscious. And if you think it, it must happen. The satisfaction, the cause and the reaction, it must be completed. So these thoughts of, oh, this doesn't look good, this doesn't look good, even though it's not about the outfit that you're wearing right now, the fact that those thoughts even happen, something has to play out. So there's people that's going to manifest that aren't going to like it, and there's people that are going to manifest that are going to stare at it for a minute and ponder, and then there's going to be people that like it, and it's all just a reflection of those exact same actions that you did. The only difference is you're reliving it again. You're in the reality of it instead of the actuality, which is the internal version of reality, the before and the after, the cause and the effect, the cause being spiritual, the effect being physical. But deer, loving, intuitive, graceful in the mother, the deer represents the feminine aspects of the earth energy. This energy is available to all creatures, regardless of gender, but is especially potent to new parents. During the first few days, they are fully present, nourishing, and calm. Their inner beauty radiates a sense of grace, calms the room. A dear personality affects others in this way, drawing them towards a quiet tenderness. The deer card may appear when a birth or a celebration of new life draws near, or when a situation calls for absolute gentleness and compassion. When in balance, receptive, compassionate, nurturing. When out of balance, concerned, protective, to bring into balance, nurture in children. So, I mean, shit, yeah, some of you might be having a child. This child could be physical. This child could be spiritual. This child could be an animal. This child could be an actual child. You know, you're raising something. You're allowing something to grow under your supervision. Um, I'm gonna say this, and I don't want anyone to take it the wrong way. I'm getting told to, don't shoot the messenger. Just gonna declare that out right now. But if this is about a child, if you're wondering, because this is people wonder about these things because it's a genuine thing. Like, if you're wondering the best way to raise your child is is to remind them that they are God's child and you are their guardian on earth. Um, you know, you don't allow, like, if they see a limitation in you, even if they don't bring it up, like, be transparent with your children, seriously, because it will allow them to see the world in such a brighter lens. But don't allow the limitations that they see you go through, don't allow them to define who they are. Continue to put in them that they can do whatever they want. Don't allow something on the physical to let them define the rest of their life. Tell them that even though something looks rough right now, that you can still make it out. Like, this is just what it looks like right now. And what it looks like right now isn't an opinion of someone else. What's happening is something divine. It wouldn't be happening if the divine didn't have a reason for it. And the reason it continues to happen, the reason it stays, is because the lesson has still not been learned from it. So there's a need to just inform your children that, and tell them that, like, since you are of God, whether well, yeah, I mean, true. Well, regardless, it's the fact of this realm still being of, and the ancestors that created, um, are black, and that's the consistence that we're coming from. Is even though those, it's because it's a whole thing, and if you understand it to that point, then you might have done enough, digging around to uh understand. I'm trying to find a way to word this to not steer people the wrong way, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think you know what I mean. But to inform your children that they have the divine energy with them. I mean, and especially if they are POC, because the blacks, the Latinos, the original power holders of the realm of life. The It's the melanin that holds the spirit. Doing this research, doing the digging, doing the understandings of why these things happen, of why people incarnate with certain levels of melanin compared to others. But it's to understand that, uh, and as well as just understanding that that spark of the divine is in us all. We've all come from places that aren't of this realm. The originators of this realm are no longer, um I'll say, visible, and I'll leave it like that because I don't want to talk too much about things of that nature at this moment. It's not relating too much, but again, anyway, to get back on course, really focus on nurturing. And if this is like a new business, if this is um like a change of residence or a moving, or like you choosing a different avenue for your work, allowing yourself to nurture that and give it the energy that it needs. But as well, like if you are like really, we just got to do so much better on teaching our kids. Like it's good to feel emotion and feelings, and teaching them healthier ways to express themselves, and as well as under the term parent has a very um it's like it kind of has like a weird negative, but I also, again, like more of a societal point of view, where like you hear parent, and then oh, like, oh, they being their child, all these things that we latch onto. But again, it's something about like a lack of communication that needs to be expressed, and you need to, maybe this expression needs to be happening with your child. Maybe you are talking to your children more about spirituality and opening their mind to the reality of where we're at, and showing them the beauty of life. Or for some of you who are in the higher ups, teaching even your children the family secrets, or like you know certain things that run in the family. You know what I mean? It's like teaching them things, just remembering to attach innocence to it. Don't forget to attach innocence to what you're teaching. um Remind them of these things. Remind them that even though what they're doing is missing on the spiritual, that there's still a physical repercussion. Like there's a need to really educate people, especially if you know something that they're wanting to know. And especially, intentions matter, of course, always. But you're in this mother bear energy, masculine, feminine, doesn't matter. It's something about your feminine and looking to nurture something, and it's like you're nurturing yourself, but you're this natural nurturer, so you're looking for something else to nurture too. Yeah, echolocation with the bat. I'm telling you, it's like you're pinging out everywhere, and you're like, if does anyone around me have a pinch of interest in what I like? And if they do, it's like you're gravitating them towards you so they can see you. And free will, as that plays in there, if they're going to actually come towards you or not. um but there's a need to really see that, you know what I mean? um as well as teaching your kids the real history of what's going on, and not what they're going to teach you in school. Like, yeah, of course, like they quote unquote, homeschooling is available too. So like, you research it if you want to, but like, you know what would have been very important to you being taught as a child. So make sure you're teaching those to your children. Not just about the physical reality, but about spiritual. Everyone's just now so worried about, oh, we aren't taught about all these physical things. Because whenever I was growing up, everyone was like, oh, they didn't teach you how to do taxes and all these other things. So, and I wasn't even taught that or anything spiritual. So I had to do fucking both those myself. Still don't know how to do taxes. So it's like it's one of those things that it's not taught. It's avoided, and it's something that like it's brought up on the physical. So don't forget to bring up the spiritual, and especially if you're going to talk to your child about spirituality, please, um, refrain from uh putting in to the mind that they are stuck on a one stricken path. The source that is all has split itself up into multiple forms in order for us to know it better. Allow the fluidity of what spirituality is, the uniqueness of what spirituality is, and don't make it like a copy paste like religion, or like if they subscribe to what you subscribe to, do it. Like allow yourself to have activities that you do by yourself and together. If they don't like the god or god, the goddess or god that you praise, or like even if you're Christian, like even if you praise the Christian god, they don't like that. Allow that to be. Do not dirty up the pure energy of learning expression on your own journey. Don't do that. Okay. Help them set up an altar, inform them of what they can do, like set guidelines energetically, of course. If you know that your child's getting into this research and stuff, and be like, don't do any of this dark shit, like stay away from here if you're gonna do it, like stay away, do if, and yada yada yada. If you know how to protect your child with that, do it. If you don't want them to do it, you know what I mean. But it's time to add more spirituality into teaching of the children, because the spirit is what's lacking in life in general. We're lacking the spirit. We're lacking the why we're here. We know that we're here, and we know what we can do here, but we don't know why. The why is the spirit. It's in the soul. We can do whatever we want, but how? But why can we do whatever we want? What's the purpose of why are we in this fucking sandbox where we can make anything and then sell it and then gain off of it? Like, what is this whole thing? And it's to show you that what you have is worth something. Money is fucking made up. If it's worth something that's made up, it's worth something more. Understand that. If it's worth something made up, it's worth attention. It's worth something actually happening. You know what I mean? It's these things that we make so physical that we forget spiritually. And a lot of children are waking up with more spiritual gifts, and to allow them to grow up more comfortably and to understand that their gifts aren't a burden, or like that they're going crazy, inform them of like the clairaudience and spiritual experiences and astral travel and all these things they experience. Be open with your children about these things, because if they can be open with you about them, it's going to help them be open with other people about them. Everything starts from home, because home is your first fucking experience. Oh, my bad. But your where you grow up is your very first, well, your first physical experience, I should say. It's the first thing that's going to morph your reality. So keeping the spiritual lifestyle up, and if telling your children, like, if you ever need me or any of the guides that we have, talk to them, pray to them, call upon their name. Teach your children these basic things that they don't teach you, and things that they say that you can't do in church, like having an altar, or like or worshiping, or rituals, of those things that the churches do all the time. It's like you need to open your children's eye to that and show them, like, don't let them say that doing rituals and stuff is bad, and doing magic and witchcraft and praising things are bad, because they're doing the same thing. The only thing that's different is the name, and the people behind it. The people behind it know more about um what they're actually doing than the people they're talking to. Um there's a whole like hidden catalog, like this history. It goes back. Do you think it's something just pooped up random like that? Like, yeah, but it has a reason. Why did that pop up like that? Was it just because that just happened then? No, there's reasons. There's things that happened before. Um And when I was thinking about this, I remember I was thinking today, and this kind of goes back to that. Like I um I was doing a lot of like thinking, and I was thinking about Pangea and how it was all connected, and how we all used to just be very connected. And I was kind of like comparing and trying to find like around when the first like i- dispute actually kind of happened, or around when, and 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 when like Pangea was fully splitting, to see if that had any correlation as well. It probably did to some degree, um, but there's just a lot going on with that. But again, just really teaching your children about what's necessary. And again, yeah, like homeschooling, like uh man, yeah. See, that's the thing. Like sometimes you're not allowed to go homeschool, and that kind of sucks. But like it's this, you don't need to pressure your children, and especially like if your child's in sports, don't like pressure your child. Don't make them think that it's all about winning. The coach is already doing that enough. They don't need to feel that same pressure around you, as being a guardian, as a mentor of a spark of the divine, as a spark of a spirit, of a soul, of an entity that's on this planet. um that you were given the the mission to conceive. You need to be able to express to them bluntly all these things, because you're still learning just as them, and as you teach them, they'll be more apt to teach you. It's this harmonious thing, and respecting boundaries and understanding. It's about really, instead of tapping into who you are and using your experiences to sour you and be like, there's no reason for you to be like that, and then getting mad. Allow them to bring you closer with someone. And even if it's not a child, this could be a business. Take this child, the word child, take that and apply it to whatever you're bringing up. An actual human child, an animal, um, a business. Pour this energy into it. You can't, I mean, you can, if you have a pet, treat the pet spiritually. If you have a cat or a dog, whichever, treat them spiritually. Cats are energy transmitters. The dogs are protectors. Dogs are their guardians. They're loyal companions. The cats, they're transmuters. They're cleansings. They're cleansers. They they're portal activators. There's these magnetic beings. I mean, we're all magnetic beings, but cats have this like just different type of vibe to them. You know what I mean? Y'all know. Um, but treat them spiritually, even if it's like a fish or a bird. Like look up, like what they were used for, like in ancient times, and like what their purpose were, because they have these original purposes that's been put on them, and it's this cultivation of things around you, even treating like non-living things as spiritual things, and being like as signs, and using them like, oh, if this catches my attention, and randomly, like, oh, what is this trying to tell me, like, no, using these things as a way to help you. And this helps with discernment in a sense as well, because instead of looking around everywhere for a sign and then getting confused about what the sign is, you're then drawn to it because you question everything. And instead of wanting to question something for just glancing at it randomly, you're then going to question it because there's something within it that sparks your interest. But we're going to get the angel cards. I'm going to shuffle 2 more times, y'all, because y'all, we do 7 times. Um, but there is a lot of spiritual support around you at this time, and they just want you to know that as being a teacher, there's certain knowings that you need to have. As a teacher, you need to know more than the student. Um, and as the student, you need to act like you know nothing. You know what I mean? Like as a student, it's best for you to not interrupt, because what you could learn um, from a different point of view could truly change your whole reality, your whole perspective in an instant, and put you in a new timeline, like that quick. Seriously. But we have honor your feelings with Archangel Hanael. Thank you, Hanael, for supporting me as I honor my emotions. Take a step back. Thank you, angels, for helping me to step back from what is not serving me. Unconditional love, the Divine Mother. Thank you, Divine Mother, for helping me to give and receive the love I deserve. Earth Angel. Thank you, thank you, angels, for inspiring me to be more like you. Honor your beauty, Archangel Joyful. Thank you, Joyful, for helping me to discover my inner and outer beauty. Synchronicity. Thank you, angels. I trust your real-time guidance and signs. Focus your mind. Thank you, angels, for helping me to focus on my priorities. The miracle of nature. Thank you, angels, for helping me to reconnect through nature and fresh air. Transformation, Archangel Zadkiel. Thank you, Zadkiel, for supporting me to transform from my past challenges. Don't hate, meditate. Thank you, angels, for guiding me to love through meditation. Inner power, Divine Father. Thank you, Divine Father, for co-creating my world with me. Spiritual abundance. Thank you, angels, for blessing me with infinite abundance. Clear your vibes, Archangel Metatron. Thank you, Metatron, for clearing my energy field. Connect with music. Thank you, angels, for inspiring me through music. There's just so many angels out today, Jesus. I'm loving it, though. I'm loving the energy. It's making me so, like, just giggly. Shine your light. Archangel Uriel, thank you, Uriel, for helping me share my light with the world. And last but not least, trustworthy friends. Thank you, angels, for surrounding me with people I can trust and love always and forever. But thank you, angels, and thank you, collective. Thank you to the guides, the cosmos, Mother, Father, of God, of all. If you're looking for high quality bracelets, you can click in the link in the description for Spirit Otter, as well as using the code for percentage off. If you're wanting a reading, any other service I have, you can use the order form in the description or email me, and I got you. If you want to be added to the Google group chat where we're there to talk and share ideas and help each other heal and all sorts of stuff, you can ask to be added to that as well. I got you. Regardless of anything, though, thank you all so much for the likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations. Whether they are energetic or financial, it doesn't matter. I appreciate both of them sincerely. I love each and every one of you to the moon and back, tenfold and forever, and I will see you later. Expect some videos to be uploaded. The videos. So before I actually end. I know you all were there when I would I would have uploading issues for videos. I'm still having those. I can't catch a break with that. So expect videos to upload and premiere here soon, but regardless, we're gonna be doing it. I love you all so much, I really do. I'll be seeing you all later.